From what happened to the backlash to her return to work on the air, allow me to show you how CBS responded to Gayle King's outrage over Kobe Bryant. The world at large is still mourning the loss of Kobe Bryant, the basketball superstar, future Hall of Famer, and legend in both the game and the Los Angeles Lakers died in a helicopter crash that took the life of himself, his daughter, and 9 other people. It was very much a tragedy, and the world, especially the world of sports, has been mourning ever since. However, while many are still mourning, there are others who have been asking the hard questions, ones who have been seeking the truth about Kobe and the legacy that he leaves behind. And one of them is CBS News anchor Gayle King. King is well respected in the news industry, and during an interview with WNBA legend Lisa Leslie, asked about whether Kobe's legacy would be tainted because of a scandal that happened a long time ago involving a 19-year-old girl.
You're the strongest person I know. And I'm so sorry.
The infamous case happened in Colorado. Kobe apparently forced himself on her while he was staying at the hotel the girl worked at. She filed charges against him, and Kobe was open to admitting that he did indeed sleep with the girl after being called out by it via the police, cheating on his wife in the process. But the problem here was that he claimed it was consensual. To try and repair what had been done in regards to Kobe's image, his legal team went all out to try and discredit the victim, saying that she was lying and that all she really wanted was attention and money from settlement in the case. This got so bad that she was basically being shamed all over, even though she might have been telling the truth. This case is one of the biggest dark spots in Kobe's career. Not the least of which is that she eventually dropped the case, but not everyone was so certain that Kobe was innocent. And given how far the legal team went to try and discredit her, it paints a very interesting picture that he wasn't. And this is why these kinds of cases are so hard to do in court, because victims don't want to come out and say this without clear proof because it'll appear like they're wanting a payout or are afraid to get shamed like this girl was in an attempt to smear their credibility. Getting back to Gayle, as noted, in the interview she asked about the scandal and whether it hurt his legacy. Then CBS went and took this very specific clip and put it online for all to see, which turned out as well as you would expect. Many people reacted violently and have even sent death threats to Gayle as a result. Legendary/infamous rapper Snoop Dogg was one of the biggest to voice his displeasure at the question. "Funky dog-headed bitch," warning her to back off, bitch, before we come get you.
You ain't coming after Harvey Weinstein asking them dumb questions. Respect the family and back off before we come get you.
Many death threats followed the situation, and Gayle King took time off of the air to get her head on straight again and deal with the backlash. She returned the other day and didn't address the situation on air, though she has spoken about it off air and condemned CBS for what they did. Unbeknownst to me, my network put up a clip from a very wide-ranging interview, totally taken out of context, and when you see it that way, it's very jarring. It's jarring to me. I didn't even know anything about it. I started getting calls. I didn't even know what people were talking about, King said.
I know that if I had only seen the clip that you saw, I'd be extremely angry with me too. I am mortified, I'm embarrassed, and I am very angry.
For the network to take the most salacious part when taken out of context and put it up online for people who didn't see the whole interview is very upsetting to me, and that's something I'm going to have to deal with them, King added. There will be a very intense discussion about that. It's doubtful that CBS intended to use this in the way that it ended up being used, and since the incident, the network has defended Gayle to various people and networks. And they promise to get to the bottom of the situation and see how this can be made sure to never happen again. Gayle conducted a thoughtful, wide-ranging interview with Lisa Leslie about the legacy of Kobe Bryant. An excerpt was posted that did not reflect the nature and tone of the full interview. We are addressing the internal process that led to this, and changes have already been made, CBS told Fox News. CBS President Susan Zirinsky condemned the threats in a statement to the Associated Press. "We fully support Gayle King and her integrity as a journalist," Zirinsky said. "We find the threats against her or any journalist doing their job reprehensible." This series of events even led to a Twitter movement, #IStandWithGayle, further cementing that this issue isn't one of love for a fallen figure, but one about truths that need to be accepted. There are no doubt scores of people in the world who will only remember Kobe Bryant for his play on the basketball court. He won 5 NBA championships in his career, has set records, and is one of the all-time greats. That's undisputed on the court. But off the court, he made serious mistakes. And while he eventually owned up to them, there is still a lot of uncertainty as to what really happened. Regardless, sending death threats to someone who is not only just doing their job, but asking questions that are entirely relevant to the situation is shameful and wrong. It's okay to be supportive of a fallen figure, but not to the point where you're blinded by what you loved about him instead of acknowledging all the parts of them. So, what do you think? What do you think of the situation involving Gayle King and the late Kobe Bryant? Do you think Gayle was in the right asking the questions that she did? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.